regardless. Let me know how it sounds. Let me know. Forget to get on the Rumble, subscribe at JustDee Show, just like on YouTube. So what I am making now is another one of my chef on the budget. Each of it has these 7 meals, and tonight I'm making chicken Italian sausage, and I may add some cubed chicken to it as well. It's going to be a simple, basic pasta dish. And as always, healthy. So shout out to my homegirl for giving me her kitchen and I can make something like that. So what I can always do is a victory basket type meal. As you guys know, I don't do sports and I don't do beef, so this is actually quite perfect. So what I am going to do, I'm going to add just a little bit of seasoning. Now, because these are chicken Italian sausages, I'm going to add a little bit of water to the bottom of the pan, but I wanted to get them started in the oil, and I want them to get a little bit of a sear. And y'all know I always cook with either spring or purified water, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water and let them start simmering. And when you see my arm cross in front of the camera, it's because I'm cooking. So I made my own seasoning blend. And y'all know I only use either Bertolli or Classico. So I'm using Classico 4 cheese sauce blend. So I'm going to first is the sausage roll, and then once the sausage is fully cooked, I'm going to probably add a little bit of the chicken cubes, and then I'm going to add the sauce. And as you guys come into the chat, don't forget to like the video. And if it's your first time on my channel, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. That way you get notified every time I go live or upload. Like I said, it's just going to be a basic meal tonight. Y'all know I normally chef it up with like fresh basil, garlic, and all that. Look. This little, well, what Houston considers a winter storm. I don't consider this a winter storm. Y'all know I'm not from it. But since it is, you know, of course, it's hard to get access to the stores, you know. So I told her, I said, look, I'm going to work with what you got, and we're going to have a good dinner tonight. So, like I said, basics pasta spaghetti meal with the 4 cheese. And for those that are just coming in, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all don't forget to leave a like. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And with my chef on a budget, eat your way healthy segments, the whole point is to show you how to eat healthy on a budget. So again, I'm going to be using Classico 4 cheese marinara sauce and spaghetti from HEB. And I love that my homegirl, your mom, loves the shop. I love it. And then I was like, okay, we need some garlic bread, right? So I'm going to take the few pieces of garlic bread, my wheat bread, and make some garlic bread. Look, we're going to eat it here tonight. All right, hold on, y'all. I forgot to share this to a few people. Can I have some? I wish you could. I wish you was here to have some. Thank y'all for tuning in. Give me a second. I need to notify some of the subscribers that are on Instagram that I'm live. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it could be temporarily out the live because I was sharing so that the other subscribers would know. And again, shout out to those of y'all that are following me on Instagram. Thank you. For those that are new tonight, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, as well as on Rumble at JustDee Show. And I plan on getting back to my Chef and Above Eating Your Way Healthy segments. Again, this is chicken Italian sausage. And I'm going to pair that with the Four Cheese classical sauce. And just regular old spaghetti. And then I'm going to add some of this pre-cooked chicken breast. So I'm going to add that, but not until the sausage has fully cooked, because that chicken breast is already fully cooked. Let me adjust the temperature just a smidge. She said it looks good, it smells good. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more water, because when it's a sausage that's lean, you do have to add, like I started it with a little bit of olive oil, but you do want to add a little bit of water, because you are, it's almost like braising essentially. And for those who don't know, I've been a chef and a certified culinary trainer for over 20 years. So, for those that are in Houston, if you've ever eaten at the Woodlands Longhorn, I opened that restaurant in 2013. And that's actually what brought me to Houston. I made a certified trainer when I was back home in Omaha and moved out here at the end of 2012. So I've done a lot of new restaurant openings, a lot of training, the back, front and back of the house, kitchen management. I work with several other restaurants, but that's the main one. So I'm gonna cover it a little bit and let that go ahead and go on. I'm gonna go ahead and start boiling the water for the pasta, because the pasta is gonna take about 10 minutes. I'm going to leave the lid off for just a little bit longer, because I don't want them to end up poaching. I want these to get a good sear on them. Now the thing with chicken Italian sausage, because it is lean, you really have to be careful with the temperature of your pan. If you have your temperature too high, it's going to burn the outside instead of searing it. And it's going to undercook the inside. That's the leading cause of foodborne illness, is undercooked food. Unfortunately, I got severe sick 2 days ago. I ate at IHOP, and I really do believe they undercooked they were supposed to be over hard eggs. They kind of came out more like open. And I think they undercooked the turkey bacon, even though I asked them to make it well done. So it was horrible. So that's what was horrible. So that's why I take food safety and sanitation so seriously. Like I said, I'm using my homegirl's kitchen, and I thoroughly cleaned it before I even got started cooking. And then when it comes to food safety, you want to make sure that your protein is completely cooked and balanced. So if you have the temperature too high, it's going to burn the outside, and the inside of the protein will not be cooked. And so what happens, it creates parasites that create what's called a foodborne illness. That's actually what a foodborne illness comes from, is parasites that develop from undercooked food. So, hold on. Shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. What's up, Neptune? That's what's up. It's 555. Where you at? 555 is the anchor to the unit, man. That's what's up. So y'all be getting back to my investigative research lives this week, but man, I can't believe it's been almost a year since I cooked. It's crazy. So I am excited about making this dish tonight. And like I said, it's just a simple, basic dish. It's chicken, Italian sausage, and for those of y'all that just tuned in, I see many people in the chat I'm gonna pair it with Four Cheese Classico sauce and just regular old spaghetti. That's why I got the other small pot boiling right now to put spaghetti on. And I'm gonna add some of this Tyson oven roasted chicken. So, like I said, my homegirl, she was like, I don't know what to do with cans before. I said, look, one thing I'm good at is mystery baskets. I can take anywhere from 3 to 5 ingredients and get you at least 1 to 2, possibly even 3 meals out of it. And that's the whole point to my second recipe that they help you with, is to show you how to eat healthy without it costing a whole lot of money. And see, notice how the water, it helps. It helps so that it can cook evenly without burning the protein, because again, it's a very lean protein. It's chicken Italian sausage, so it's no pork and there's no fat in it. So the other key to making sure that this type of a protein, since it is lean, that it's fully cooked, is you want to make sure that you are consistently rotating it. And if one part of your pan doesn't heat up as well as another side, rotate your protein. Like how this one is a little more, this one's a little more brown, so you want to kind of, just rotate. Make sure you keep turning it. And stainless steel saucepans are the best ones to use. Non-stick are good, but Teflon has been known to cause certain types of cancers, especially bowel cancer, so I try not to use the non-stick pans as much. And thank everybody for tuning in. Y'all remember to hit the like on the way in. Neptune, the angel number 555 represents new beginnings. Now what I am going to do, I make my own seasoning blends. Y'all remember, I make my own seasoning blends. I'm going to add just a dusting of it, just a little bit, because that's the other key to cooking is balance. You never want to put too much seasoning, because then it'll be too salty and it'll be good in your dish. So one thing I've always taught in every kitchen where I've trained is taste it as you go. Now, of course, you can't taste that until it's cooking. But once it completes cooking, I'm going to slice them. And I'm going to do mine with what's called like a water cut, where you slice it diagonally. And then I'll add them back to the saucepan. And then I'm going to add the marinara sauce. I want these to get a sear, but I also want them to cook. You can see they're getting brown. Hold on, down so I can really post it. All right, so see how they're starting to brown? That's the whole purpose in rotating. Because if you don't rotate them, because they're lean, they will stick. So you want to make sure you keep rotating. I'm going to adjust the temperature up just a touch so they can go just a little bit faster, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave, so all the flavor that's coming out, I'm going to leave that in the saucepan, and then I'm going to quickly just, saute toss the diced chicken, because this is fully cooked chicken. So I'm going to just quickly toss this in so it can get the flavor also. And then I'll reduce I'm tired, y'all, bear with me. I'll reduce the heat, and then add the classical sauce, the four cheese classical sauce. And then I'll let it simmer while the spaghetti is cooking. And then that's pretty much it after that. In Phoenix, that's what's up. That's as well. So, yeah, so now the house over there in Arizona, it dropped down to 20s out here in Houston. I wonder how y'all's weather is doing out there. Everybody's like freaking out. What I'm doing right now is just kind of rotating the sausages in the pan so they can absorb a little bit more of the olive oil. And then I want them to get a little bit more brown. And then I'll probably go ahead and put the lid on so they can simmer covered. Because the thing is, like with pan searing and braising, you want to make sure that your protein is brown before you cover it and let it simmer. And since I'm using like other people's equipment, I'm learning how to pan cook vegetables. Either spring water or purified water for all of my cooking, including my prep. Like if I make chicken gallo or salsa or something fresh, I don't ever use tap water. Because tap water has so many contaminants in it. It's insane. So the whole purpose in rotating your pan, let me adjust the camera. The whole purpose in rotating the pan is to make sure that the water does evenly spread so that it's covering the bottom of the protein. Add a little bit more. And believe it or not, these are cooking techniques I've taught for years. So I plan on doing one-on-one virtual cooking classes soon. Once I get that set up, I'll post it and let you guys know. And there will be free classes, like free, just like how I'm doing it now. And then for those who want like more one-on-one lessons virtually, I'll offer those as well. And see, notice how they're not sticking to the pan. That's why you want to add the water. It's kind of like blending the technique of braising and poaching, kind of. For anybody who's ever worked in the kitchen, you're probably familiar with braising and poaching cooking techniques. To this, I was like, okay, we need some garlic bread. Couldn't get to the store, right? I got a few pieces of wheat bread left. We got some butter. We got some garlic powder. We got some seasonings. We're gonna have what Italian seasonings. I'm gonna make some old school garlic bread, like the garlic bread my mom made when we was kids. You know, back in the day, mom wasn't gonna go out and buy no Texas toast garlic bread. She was like, we're gonna pour this. And mom used to use the margarine, like the blue bonnet, that cheap shit. Melt it down and pour it on there, man. We ate that. It was good. So it's like, it's kind of reminded me, taking me back to my childhood a little bit. And it's so funny, my mom, she teases me about me growing up to be a chef because I hated being in the kitchen when we had our catering business. I was the main one that avoided the kitchen because I was trying to be into fashion and looking cute. I wasn't trying to be cooking and baking, but we did really well with our family catering business. We did hundreds of weddings, like a big wedding. We get the food, the wedding cake, the decorations, coordinating. Well, I mean, I grew up doing this. This is second nature to me. Alright, so y'all can see that the water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and get the spaghetti in there. Hold on, I'm trying to keep the camera on the stove, but it's catching. There we go. I'm going to try and catch the stove top. Alright, so normally with spaghetti, I would tell you to break it up. But since it's already, let's just, you know, it's already kind of small, all I got to do is just pour it in there. And I'm going to cook the whole box because I'm cooking it all. So I love this. They've technically already broken up the pasta. So all I gotta do is dump it in there, literally. That's extremely convenient. You don't even have to break up the pasta. The other key when it comes to the pasta is make sure you stir it when you first put it in there so it doesn't clump up and stick together. And it just dawned on me that the utensil I meant to use for the pasta, I just use for the sausage. So that's why I'm using this spoon. Let me see this. He said, what other platform? Only on YouTube tonight, fam. Because I didn't want to use StreamYard to multi-stream to Rumble and Twitch because of the audio issues that happened the last time I tried. Like when I was doing the Golden Mantra reading and y'all couldn't hear me, that's why I didn't do the multi-stream tonight. So no, we just only going live this for YouTube tonight. But notice how covering the chicken Italian sausage helped it to sear better. And then you add the water because it's a lean protein. You add the water and it helps it to not stick as much. So this sausage is actually close to done already. So I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate it, and then I'm going to cover it again, because I got to check that spaghetti. My God, I have missed cooking. Y'all don't even understand. When you're a chef, and you don't have access to a kitchen for so long, and then you finally get back access to a kitchen, it's an amazing experience. Now I'm fucking up. Alright, so yeah, once the spaghetti starts to do that, take off that lid and make sure you stir it. Should probably use a larger pot in retrospect. Yeah, I just realized that. I probably should have used a larger size pot for the spaghetti. We're gonna make it work. pumped up just a touch. Y'all bear with me a second. Actually, I'm gonna leave that partially off so we look at a little bit of that. Alright, actually I'm gonna leave that off because I want these to finish cooking since that's getting close. I just realized I forgot my thermometer before I came over here. Now, when it comes to cooking, normally I do temp out my proteins. Again, I'm a professional chef. So the people that cook by sight are the people that undercook protein. But you are actually supposed to time temperature your protein whenever you cook, whether it's chicken, beef, seafood, pork, especially pork. But like I said, I just realized that I forgot to bring my thermometer. So I'm gonna use my own expertise, but I do highly recommend temping out your protein. I just wanted to check it. It's almost ready. I wish they had a way that people could smell the food that you're cooking through social media. Because this shit smells good as hell. Here's another chef hack, y'all. When your spaghetti's almost done, turn the temperature off because it's still gonna cook. That way you don't overcook it, and it gives a really nice al dente texture. So just don't. It's not about reducing the heat. Just literally turn the heat off, and it'll keep cooking because the pot is still hot. Make sure you keep stirring it so that they don't stick together. And then I always do a texture test to see is it al dente. It's almost ready. So as you can see, it's still simmering. Yeah, a touch more water because they're starting to stick a little bit. They're almost ready. Alright, that spaghetti shit is good. I'm about to drain the spaghetti and then yeah, that sausage. It only takes like 6 to 8 minutes to cook. I'll just heavy up. Yeah, that sausage already. So now that the sausage is pretty much ready, I'm gonna go ahead and put in some of the pizza. Or another body. I'm gonna add about half the pack, and then from the same pack of chicken, I'm gonna get a whole nother meal tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. Cooking the budget used to make healthy food vegan, showing you how to be healthy on a budget and how to make it stretch. And with our economy being how it is, that's pretty important right now. Because, you know, a lot of foods that are not good for you are very cheap. And there's a reason that they're cheap. So I'm letting the chicken cook so it can get in the flavor of the chicken Italian sausage. Now I'm going to add a little bit more water. That way it can all mix, the flavors can marry together. Let me get this spaghetti. Perfect, perfect. See how turning the heat off? It's perfect. Perfectly al dente. So now I'm going to strain the spaghetti. And another chef hack, if you want to keep the spaghetti warm, add a little bit of water to the pot, but leave it off the burner so it doesn't continue to cook. That way it doesn't get cold, but it also stays warm. So like literally that's all I did. I just added water. It's in the pot. It's going to stay warm while the protein's finished cooking, but it's going to stay warm off of the stove. Because leaving it on the stove, it'll still, if you leave it on the burner that's hot, it's going to still be cooking. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull these chicken Italian sausage. I'm gonna slice them on my cutting board so that they can marry even better with the chicken strips I just added. And then after that, I'm gonna add the marinara sauce, and so it can simmer. And then I'll show you guys how I'm gonna do my old school garlic bread. And speaking of garlic bread, I gotta turn it off. And then that's gonna be it. That's the whole thing. Bear with me a second. I'm having a kind of like in and out with that stuff. I forgot myself right now. But I'm basically set up the cutting board over here at the countertop. And again, Classico. That's going to be the sauce. Because this sausage is yummy. Let me see if I can make some room to move the phone over there. And see how like now the chicken gets to absorb the flavor from the chicken Italian sausage. You know what? I think I'm gonna cook all of that chicken. I'm being decisive, I don't mind. I just thought about it because I can make a whole other meal with that tomorrow. Green beans and almonds. I feel like we should have plenty with this. Okay. So go ahead and cover this, and let me see if I can get the phone set up on the counter so you guys can watch the way this slicing technique. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to do a water cut for the chicken Italian sausage, which is essentially just a diagonal cut. It has good flavor too. So this is like it's a healthier way to make Italian sausage. It's very lean, but it still has a lot of flavor. And then adding just that like dusting of seasoning helped as well. And with the classical marinara sauce, you really don't need to add seasoning to it. I mean, it really is good as it is. So let me go add. Oh, that's some good shit. That's good. Let me get y'all back over to. Oh shoot! I gotta readjust my phone holder. Hold on now. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is reduce the heat so we can start this filling. Because I'm going to be adding the marinara sauce. Now, a couple of the king chicken slices are kind of big, so I'm gonna cut those down. Cut that down a little bit. But when we're gonna make this fresh for all of these. And the chicken's fully cooked, so I mean, it's not like it needs to cook for a long time. I just wanted to get the flavor from the chicken Italian sausage. I want to cut down the really big pieces. So hold on, y'all, bear with me a second. So tomorrow, I'll probably do, she's got frozen raisins with almonds rice. I'm probably going to do like a roast of oil. Chicken and rice. So again, chef in the budget, eat your way healthy. I'm going to show you how to get at least 2 meals, if not 3, out of ingredients that don't cost a lot. And it's healthy and it tastes good. So yeah, that added, to make the protein stretch a little more. Let me taste the chicken, make sure it's got a good flavor. Make sure I don't need to add any additional seasoning. I don't think I do. I just want to make sure. Perfect. I don't need no more seasoning. So I'm gonna put this on low, let it simmer, and now the sauce. And then she's got Kroger brand tomato basil sauce. So I'm going to add that to make it stretch a little bit more. Plus, I think the tomato basil with the four cheese is really going to enhance the flavor. Now I'm going to show y'all something that Black Mamas do. They add a little water to a jar. And then pour it in there. You're going to get all the sauce out that jar. Just a little bit of water. My mom always did that. She said, girl, you better add some water in that jar and get the rest of that sauce out of there. got plenty of pasta sauce. So the thing is, have your temperature high enough so it can start simmering, and then now if you have it too high, it's gonna start popping everywhere, and you might burn the sauce. So again, everything's about cooking techniques and balance. Alright, so it means a little bit of oregano. Okay, sounds like the oven's ready. Yeah, it is. So once I leave this to simmer, I'm gonna go ahead and start the garlic bread. A little bit of Italian seasoning, but I want to save some of that for the garlic bread. A little bit more garlic salt, not salt, garlic powder. I don't use salt. I only use powders, either garlic powder, onion powder, cumin. I do not use garlic salt because the sodium. The thing that runs the highest in our race is hypertension and hyperlipidemia. Hypertension is high blood pressure. Hyperlipidemia is high cholesterol. So I eliminate using seasoning salt, whether it's molecular or Lawry's garlic seasoning salt. I think damn near all of them did. And Lawry's seasoning salt. But that's also why a lot of our parents have diabetes and high blood pressure. Because they was always using the salt-based flavor. They taste good, but it's not good for you. So again, on my channel, I'm always showing you how to make good food without it causing your health to be at risk. And it's not going to cost a whole lot of money. Sprinkle of my seasoning. Let this marinate, let those flavors marinate, and let me get this area together. And that's pretty much it. Spaghetti's already done. That the spaghetti sauce, the pasta sauce, we're gonna take a couple more minutes, and then garlic bread. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. That's probably as good as that's gonna get. Now, all right, so I've got some wheat bread left that I had purchased earlier in the week. I'm about to just do a quick diagonal cut. And I'm actually it's starting melting down this butter. Microwave. So she has real butter. So I'm going to use about I think 3 tablespoons is good. And the reason I use the back of the knife, for those that might have wondered why, if you cut through the paper actually gets into the butter. So, you know, just make your dent and then slice it off. That way you don't get none of the wrapper in with the actual butter. Now, y'all know my OCD is real. If you especially been watching me for a minute, you've been on my channel for a minute. So what I'm gonna do is cover the bowl with a little bit of saran wrap. That way, as it's melting, it doesn't splatter all over the microwave. And I always warm it up 30 seconds at a time. Now, with the bread, my mom has forever since I was a kid called these the butt pieces. I don't know why. But I just have a habit of putting that slice on the bottom. And you really should use a serrated knife for this, but I don't have my serrated knife with me. I just got my chef knife. So see how we get extra bread now? We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We got plenty for wheat bread for multiple people. I'm cooking for 3 people right now. Actually 4 people. 3 people and a little one. Alright. So I lined the baking sheet with parchment paper. The parchment paper will help the bread to toast evenly. And you know, the butter that soaks through the bread, it'll catch the butter. So I mean, y'all look, you can easily do this at home. It's not hard. It's so easy to do. And I think when I purchased this, when I purchased this loaf of bread, it was only $1.27 at Aldi's. So, you know. I'm just at 75. Oh my God, that sauce is good. Oh, that sauce is good. That's what's up. how quick that melted down? 30 seconds. That's it. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is take this butter. Hold on. Make sure you stir it up. Because when you use real butter, if you don't stir it, it becomes what we call in the culinary industry clarified butter, and it kind of pulls the fat. So you always want to make sure you stir it when you melt it. And a little goes a long way when it's real butter. You don't need a whole lot of it. Now this is how my mama made garlic bread for us. See, my mom was a single mom of 4. So, and I'm an 80s baby. So she did what she had to do. She knew how to make stuff stretch. My mom didn't even know that what she was doing was considered meal planning. She would have us, which now I think about it, that's where I get a lot of my digital marketing and graphic design. My mom used to make me and my other sister, she'd give us sheets of paper with a ruler, and she would have us, like, we had to manually draw calendars, because back then you couldn't, do Canva or nothing like that. So me and my sister would be in charge of manually drawing out the calendar for her to do our menu for the week. And then she would put on the menu what we were having for dinner, so that we knew, and then, knew what we was going to have for dinner and all of that. And I told my mom when I went to culinary school, I said, Mom, did you know that you was doing meal planning? She was like, for real? I said, yeah, that's what that's called in the culinary industry. And she didn't even know she was doing it. It's too funny. All right, so because since it's, I don't have my sea salt, I'm going to do just a little bit of my seasoning blend for the extra flavor. Because normally I would use sea salt and garlic powder, Italian seasoning, oregano, a little bit of thyme, and sage. But like I said, I'm working with what I got. And I'm working with what we got collectively. I said together, we're going to make some dinner happen tonight. Alright, so got a little seasoning there. I'm going to use the last of my Italian seasoning. Sprinkle. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That'll be my piece. I fucked up. There we go. There we go. Let's sprinkle it. I dumped a little too much on that piece, but it's cool. And then parsley flakes. Yeah, this is old school garlic bread. And if you grew up with a single mom, especially in the 80s, I'm sure your mom did this too. Alright, hold on, y'all. I need to switch out my gloves. And as soon as this bread is done, we eat it. Because the sauce is done. The sauce is ready. Sauce is ready, spaghetti's ready. We're going to have this garlic bread. I'm going to plate it like I always do. And then me and my peoples are going to eat. But I am very happy. It's been a long time since I've been able to do my Chef on the Budget Eat Your Way Healthy segment. And I haven't been feeling good, to be honest. Got a lot going on medically that I'm speaking healing over. But this brings me joy, even when I don't feel good. I love to cook. Alright, so let me get y'all a close-up. So, this is old school garlic bread. This is how I grew up. Now, my mom wasn't as fancy. She didn't do all the extra Italian seasoning. She just did margarine with Lowry seasoning salt and called it a day. But like I said, I don't use seasoning salts. I use powders. Thank everybody for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And turn on your notification bell. That way you get notified every time I go live or upload. So this is the garlic bread that's about to go in the oven. give that garlic bread a couple of minutes, and let's get back over to the stove top. All right, so we got the marinara sauce. I'll put that over there because I did open that window to let some of the smell out. So yeah, this marinara sauce is good. It's good to go. It's ready to go. So I'm gonna go get that countertop set up so I can plate, and then I'm gonna end the live. All right, taste it. Actually, I'm gonna taste it with a piece of the sausage. I know it's gonna be fire. As my mama would say, that's good. She don't put definitely add that, but I'm just saying. The that's my mama. Alright. I'm doing a little bit of pre-cleaning and pre-organizing here. Stuff on the freeway, 45, 59, 288, everybody's kind of like just stuck. Because see, again, I'm from the Midwest, so when our city back home knows how to be equipped, but Houston really doesn't. They don't know how to be equipped for icy weather and really low temperatures. So we make her friends to go. I'm gonna go ahead and start plating. So, plate for me, plate for her, plate for her homeboy, plate for her baby girl. Again, chefing on a budget. For real. spaghetti. Alright, and we are check. It's not gonna be fancy, y'all. Normally I would, but we tired, we hungry, and it's getting late. Alright, so chicken Italian sausage plated with good old school garlic bread. And look how many portions we got. And we got one to go. And we got for the little one. So, alright y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate everybody so much. Again, for those that are new, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Come back, because I'm going to be doing more Chef in the Budget, Eat Your Way Healthy segments. And stay tuned for my investigative research lives that are going to be coming up. And when I get a chance, I'm going to be back to singing too. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all.